for everybody that is still trying to hop on, because I know everybody will not want to miss this. So for any of you guys that don't know, this is Leslie. This is actually Court's upline, and she is very near and dear to mine and Cass's heart. Like, she is just one of the most amazing human beings you will ever meet. She actually gave me one of my nicknames, Late Laura. But she has just had such an amazing comeback that is like unreal. Literally earned her 200K payout for July and August, and like, she was not leaving anything on the table. And just kind of how she started doing things is like, it's just phenomenal and it's brilliant. And I wanted her to share this with you guys, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and record this for some of the people who aren't, able to hop on right now. But I'll go ahead and kind of let you take it away, Leslie.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll put your check in the mail with all that glory that you gave me. Thank you. Okay, so I know Laura and I had talked a few weeks ago, and she was like, hey, how did you do that? And I'm going to be very honest. I even spoke with Maria Dillard, who I enrolled under, and I was like, that was really kind of hard because those requirements were for new customers, for new promoters. It really wasn't the QV. It was the amount of enrollments that you had to have that made it so difficult. So I had to, guys, I've been doing this for over 8 years. I had to change my angle. I had to change the way that I was posting on social. I had to literally go to the local restaurants that we dine at and say, hey, will you try this instead of your Red Bull? And they would try either an UE, an Activate, a Thirst, or whatever. And then I would say, hey, I tell you what, if you buy a box, I'll give you a box for free, and then you can kick your other habits. And I literally came up with a graphic because, let's face it, we are very much a comparison and instant gratification society. We just are. And the fact that they can go to Sam's and buy bulk liquid IV, it's convenient and it's nice and they like it. So I was like, hey, if I can give you bulk, you're just gonna have to order it now and you'll have bulk. You'll like this better. No crash, no sugar. And when you really start looking at the ingredients, and I am not an ingredient person, it's not my jam. Built my business not reading ingredients. When someone wants to know, I send them to the back office. Like, I don't get into that. The only thing I can tell you is we have white willow bark because it helps with discomforts. Okay. And you can feel it working within a 20-minute period of time. That I can tell you off the back of my hand. You ask me anything else that's in the ingredient sheet, I'm not going to tell you. So I focused on that. And then when you start focusing on that, my daughter is, God love her, instant gratification Sally, loves to grab those energy drinks off the shelves at the 7-Eleven. So I started sending her graphics. I'm like, hey, do you realize that you're drinking this and you could be drinking this? And would this entice you to not go to 7-Eleven if you had this in your fridge? And she was like, holy heck, yes. So then I knew, okay, so this is marketing to that 20-year-old that is in the instant mode. Literally how I built it. So the first time, and we had to, when we did that rollout, you had to do it all within 1 month. So it was like 1st to the 15th and the 15th to the 30th. So my first time I rolled out nothing but detox. So I focused on people that were, wanting to lose weight, looking for accountability partners. We have a friend group that literally we were doing dinner once a week. Okay, a whole group of us once a week. So to me, I'm like, that's 3 couples, that's 6 people. Listen how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to listen, I'll buy Cassie, I'll buy your box, and I'll give Casey his box for free. That was 2 orders, 1 household, done. And then I went to the next couple and, hey, I want to do this with you. And that worked there. And then I only had 1 out of all of them that were like, let me know how it works. I'll let you know. And she gave me all the excuses. And I'm just, and, I trumped them all with people that had the same excuses. Anyway, All of us lost. She was the only one that didn't. Another couple was getting wedding ready, so they were excited about that. And then that then in turn sells more product, right? Because when people start seeing results and they're not really thrivers, so they had no idea how much they were missing out on with their 10 days without their capsules. But so that's how I did it the first time. I focused on one product, showed befores and afters. I think they're people's biggest obstacle with detox is they're like, I can't eat anything. And so then when you're like, no, really, you can. And so then, that's your avenue to be able to then emerge them into like your customer page, because now they're a customer, right? So now they're going to start seeing other things in these customer pages and they're like, well, what's this? Well, what's that? Plus, you're giving them some samples to help them when they're starting to detox, i.e. thirst, with or without caffeine. Like, oh, you have a headache? Ooh, try this. So you're introducing other product lines to them, which could then result in another follow-up order. Okay. So that's really my biggest thing that I did. The other huge thing is getting out and talking to people that I saw on a daily basis. My pool guy, literally, I would take him out a ooey on a hot, we're like on, I don't know, I think day 50 of over 100 degrees. So I'm seeing them outside. It's literally 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They are sweating bullets. And I'm like, guys, here you go. Because it all started one day with them out back with a name that I will not repeat in my backyard. I'm like, I can't let you drink this on my property, guys. Here, try this. So that wasn't easy. Buy a box, I'll give you a box. I did a lot of BOGOs. And some asked questions like, oh, I can't take your money. And I'm like, no, literally, dude, I'm just flipping my commission. It's fine. It's more important that you try the product. And then when they realized that I was giving up my paycheck to help them, no, I didn't make that much off of a box. You know what I mean? It was a long-term thing, a long-term introduction. But when they learned that it wasn't about making $1 off of them, and it was really that I cared about them wanting to feel better, it changed the conversation. And same with, other people, handing out samples, and then their friends are like, what are you getting a sample of? And what does that do? So it just opened up a ton of conversation to where I felt like, and I think we could all say without saying, raise your hands, but raise your hands if you feel like, oh, no one's watching my post, no one's listening to me talk, no one's interested in the product. Guys, been doing it for 8 years. Okay, it happens. There are seasons. And that's when I will say, and I have literally to Mitzi, and I'm like, we don't talk to enough people. And she's like, we talk to people all day. I'm like, cool. We talk business to people every day, be it real estate, be it whatever, but we are not talking about health and wellness on a daily basis. Am I saying that we need to literally go out and be a walking billboard? No. But when someone's walking around and you can tell they have something different in their drink, you're like, hey, what are you drinking? And when they tell you it's Liquid IV, because I can buy it on every street corner. Hey, if I bring you a sample of something else, will you give that a whirl? And just tell me if it tastes the same, if it gives you the same energy level. I'm just looking to see what it tastes like, because I have never done that one. And I'm curious what that one would taste like versus the one that you're doing. Literally go at it at that angle. Guys, you get a box of, I don't know, like 24, 30 in a box. I don't even know how many we get. It's a box. Throw them in your purse. I can't tell you how many times I can even be at a dinner table if someone's got a headache. Most oftentimes headaches are signs of dehydration, signs of lack of nutrients. Guys, thirst is the jam. I know a ton of people right now a ton of people are kicking the alcohol curb. Okay. If that's you, I'm proud of you. That's great. If that's not you and you're around other drinkers that overdrink, give them a thirst. Tell them to drink that before they go to bed and call you the next morning. And when they call you the next morning, you say, hey, how you feeling? And when they're like, dude, I feel really amazing. Cool. Did you drink that drink? I did. If you would have gone to bed without drinking that, how would you normally feel this morning? Odds are they're going to tell you they feel like mourned over death. Guys, there is something in that thirst. Okay. our niece is going to school to become a nurse anesthesiologist. And when we were down on the beach for summer vacation, she'd even told me about a new liquid IV that's hitting the market. And it's really big right now in the ORs, and all the doctors and nurses are slinging it. And she was like, I just need to take some thirst with me because your ingredients. And then, of course, she gets all the ingredients. She's a book nerd. She's into that stuff. She was all into the ingredients. She's like, what you guys have in your product, you can't even buy that on the store shelf. She said, and I don't know how to explain how it fixes hangovers. She's like, but it does. And I'm like, I know, you just can't I can't really advertise it like that. But if you know people that is normally their mojo, guys, that's a sell. Okay, buy them a pack, get a pack. It just works. Okay, 6 packets. Oh, of liquid IV. Oh, exactly. Okay. And then look at the sugar content. I think Laura just gave you my graphic on that, but look at the sugar content between the two. Guys, you guys are going to be mind blown. Because we were also doing detox at the same time, right? We were prepping for detox. Mitz and I cut out all of our sugar. And when I tell you, she probably feels like she's living in prison right now. She is. We literally have sugar-free Jolly Ranchers in this house. Okay. Sugar-free Werthers. Like, I'm buying them on Amazon because I can't find them in the stores. So when you start cutting out your sugar, when you realize what you're consuming in a beverage sugar-wise, I mean, good Lord. And I'm a Dr. Pepper fan. So then you start looking at Dr. Pepper. And Laura, I know at one time you were Mountain Dew. Compare that to your Mountain Dew. I don't know if you're still Mountain Dewing, but it's awful.
Diet. I used to drink a 12-pack of Diet Mountain Dew a day. Now I drink maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah. I was mind blown when I started really looking at sugar content, and sugars and everything. So if you can cut it out where you can cut it out, and you start noticing a difference in your waistband, it's easy. But anyway, back to your products, guys. Focus on your products. If you're watching Facebook and you're seeing people complain not sleeping at night, sling some gummies. I'm going to say I'm all about the gummies. I love the sleep gummies. They put me sound asleep. I do not wake up. Mitzi, it calms her mind. It does not put her to sleep. She's a rest queen. It puts her to sleep. Rest does nothing for me. So if they tell you, like my chiropractor, she has a Thrive Girl, but she got to talking about how she's not sleeping at night. And I was like, are you doing the gummies? And she's like, yeah, they don't work. I'm like, okay, next appointment, I'm going to bring you the gel. So I took her 4 gels. I'm like, try them. You kind of have to do them one, like consecutively. You can't do just one night like you can the gummies. But listen to your people, know what they're looking for, and give them some suggestions. Sometimes, and in my chiropractor's case, her Thrive Girl literally just kind of slings it when she can. She doesn't really know her product lines. I'm not saying you want to steal other people's customers. I'm just saying, just because they say I have a Thrive Girl, don't stop the conversation there. Yes, there are a lot of parameters there, but maybe they might even bring you someone that they're looking to thrive and they don't know anything about the product. They're not interested in earning free product. Not everybody wants free product. Maybe they'll even bring you someone. So just don't cut off that conversation. I think that's the biggest thing, is still continuing the conversation, no matter if they're a seller or not. Because people will come to you. Like, I've had people tell me, I have 10 Thrive Girls on my newsfeed, but you always bring value. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, they've even told Maria that when I put him on a call with Maria, she's like, well, how do you know Leslie? She's like, well, you know, she's one of, 20 Thrive people that I know. But she always has recent posts. She always has recent before and after, so what they think are recent before and after, like things they haven't seen. And then she's like, and she's knowledgeable. So make sure you're knowledgeable. I'm not saying you have to be a product snob, but be knowledgeable about what you have. And if you don't know what you have, phone a friend. Hey, what do I have that will work with this? I still do that. Like, I'm like, hey, who does this with this? And how does that work with that? Like, just ask questions. Because we have some amazing products. Every one of them are amazing.
And Leslie, let me ask you this, because we're also, like, Cassie and I were even thinking about, like, even making a challenge out of this, because just when in your 2 weeks of focusing on one product, because yes, the 3 steps are amazing.
They're amazing.
They're life changing. But if you've been here for a while and you've kind of, maybe you've tapped out on your warm market for the 3 steps, or, this has happened, like focusing on that one product that, is affordable for someone, because, and Cassie's going to kind of go into that too, the fact that not everybody is going to be a 3-step, customer, but the fact that just you focusing on that, shows. And hey, even if you are saying, look, I've got credits to share, I'm gonna give you your husband for free, and basically buy one get one. And like, it was a lot of PV or PPA that you had to do, but it just goes to show, when you're focusing on one product, even if it's the detox, a $50 box of, is it $50 detox?
I think it's 60, isn't it? I should know this. But listen, I want to say this really fast to piggyback on that while we're researching that. If you can't afford a BOGO, rebate their shipping. Okay. I've lost customers before because they didn't want to pay shipping. And I'm like, well, someone's got to pay it. And they were like, well, I'm not. And I'm like, oh my God. So you're going to not do it because you have to pay shipping. So you don't have to do BOGO. I mean, just because I did it, that worked for me at that moment. There are moments that it doesn't work for me. There are moments that I literally only BOGO. I mean, that I literally only do rebates on shipping, and I won't rebate shipping before they hit send and send me their receipt. Okay, I have done that before. Don't do it. Let them make you send their receipt that they have paid, and then rebate their shipping. And then I have even been known to say, I mean, if it allows that they place their order on a Sunday, and then I would tell them, hey, I will rebate you on Tuesday when I get my paycheck. I'm literally giving you back my commission. And they'll be like, oh, okay, cool, that works. So even that works. So work with what your budget allows for. Don't feel like you have to do any rebates. And if you have products sitting in your cabinet, do that too. What I will say to that is that doesn't help your BV or your QV when you're slinging product out of your own cupboards. Credits are phenomenal. And then the only thing I'm going to say, piggyback off that, my last piggyback, if you're doing a challenge, or I haven't even got a chance yet to read what they dropped today, make sure credits can be used. I slung credits on that promo and they didn't work. So my BOGO idea, slinging credits, only gave me a $50 order instead of the $120 order that I was expecting. So make sure credits can be used. Read that fine print every single time before you say it. And if it can't be used, rebates. And I tell them, hey, it's a personal rebate. So that way they're not like, oh, I have to wait for the bill to send it. No, it's a personal rebate. When people hear that, it flips a switch in them too. Then they realize you're giving your own money away. I can't explain what that sounds like to them as the consumer. But when you call me and tell me you give me something for free, I get really excited about it. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And you're going to do it yourself? Cool. So it just makes someone feel warm and fuzzy. And I don't know how else to say it than that. Okay, Laura, sorry.
Yeah, I agree. And so Laura and I were talking last week about your situation, Leslie, how you switched to single products. Because if you guys have been, I mean, I've been here for over 2 years now, and I even told Laura, I was like, I'm burnt out of the 3 steps. I feel like I've exhausted my market of the 3 steps and I need something new. And for the longest time, I was like, oh, I'll just wait for the company to drop something new, like, and then I'll be recharged and ready to go again. And we were talking about single products. We're like, why don't we shift to single products? Like, everyone knows our 3 steps. They know we take it every day. They see it all the time. So they're not just going to forget about it if we're like, oh, let's talk about balance every day for 30 days, or let's talk about thirst every day for 30 days. Like, people already know you're taking your 3 steps if you are doing your due diligence and talking about it frequently. So I was like, I need a new fire in me, and to just start talking about something that I don't talk about a lot would be life-changing. I know I used to do this in phases like clockwork. I would talk about my 3 steps and do one add-on and talk about it for a month, and I would sell these shiznits out of that add-on. I did.
Sorry, could you say that?
No. I did hair skin peptides. Like those were one of my best sellers for the 2 months that I talked about them nonstop. And then whatever product I talked about to add on was what I sold the most of. Like it is so easy for me to get my customers to add balance to their order because I talk about the 3 steps in balance. So that is like the things I talk about all the time without doubt. Whereas I don't talk about, like I take thirst every day, but I don't talk about it. So that's not something people are adding to their orders or something that people are even coming to me for point blank. So I was like, let's break it down. And like today's the 15th of the month. So I plan to start today and take it all the way till September 15th. And no matter what promos the company launches, whatever, no matter what is done between those 30 days, I know for sure my product of my month, my calendar month in my head is going to be thirst with caffeine and thirst without caffeine. And I know I'm going to talk about that every single day for the next 30 days. And when my time is up, boom, I'm going to switch to balance. I'm going to talk about balance every day for the next 30 days. And then I'm going to switch to something else because like Laura and I were talking about, you have 2 completely different markets. You have a market that will drop $180, $200 without even batting an eye. And then you have another market that is like, I would try Cassie's products for $40, but I don't have $200, right? They either want to support you, they want to try one thing, they want to ease on in, they're willing to spend a little bit of money. Like, boom, that's a whole other market that I haven't even tapped into because I am so diligent on making sure everyone gets the 3 steps that I completely ignore this market that wants to just support you in little ways, wants to try one product. Maybe they already have an amazing health regimen and they've never heard of, they don't have a liquid hydration product. So they don't like the liquid IV flavors or whatever. They don't have a hydration product, or maybe they have an awesome health regimen and their detox is some nasty green drink that they have to drink. And they're like, I don't want that, but you have capsules, boom, get me on balance. Like, but people won't know about it unless you talk about it, right? And so to piggyback off of the 30 days of products, Laura and I were talking about also doing 30 days of promoter highlights, basically. So for 30 days, I'm going to pick a topic on the business side and a product to talk about. And so for 30 days, my plan starting today is to talk about thirst as my product highlight, but I'm going to be talking about free product in our referral system as a promoter. And I'm going to talk about that every single day for till September 15th. Whether I'm in my stories because I'm unboxing something, whether I'm in my stories talking about free product or whatever, like I'm going to make sure I either have a post about it or I'm in my stories or I'm both talking in some way, shape, or form about our referral program, about how you can get products for free and breaking it down for people. Because you can tell people all day long, oh, you're going to get products for free. Just like you walk into, for example, they opened a Fabletics in our mall. And if you guys know Fabletics, they have like a monthly membership to get a discount and all this jazz. And the cashier goes, oh, well, you'll get this for free. And I'm like, but what is that? Like, and what's the gift that I get for free and how much do I have to spend to get the gift? And what, like, you want all the details, right? You don't, no one trusts you when you're like, oh, you get a free gift. They're like, okay, but tell me, like, what do you mean I get a free gift? Like I bought something from a girl this morning. She goes, well, if you buy 3, you get a free gift. I'm like, I get a free gift. Like, what's the gift? Is it worth 50 cents? Like, what is it? But if you break down our referral program and you talk, okay, you're going to have 2 friends and you get the average of their orders back in a gift card, and you get to spend that on the site however which way you want. That way, maybe they're like, oh, well, I tried the 3 steps this month and I want to try something else next month. But she's saying that if I try for free, I have to get my 3 steps for free again next month. Like, what if they don't want the 3 steps next month? Or what if they want to try something different? Like, you have to dumb down the referral program to people. People don't care that you thrive for free. They want to know how. How am I going to thrive for free? And I break it down. You're going to have one friend that spends this much. You're going to have another friend that spends this much. You're going to get the average of those orders in a credit card on the 2nd of the next month. You can spend it however you want. You can get this, you can get this, you can do exactly what you got this month, and just explaining that. So like, again, that's what I'm going to talk about for the next 30 days. And then for the next 30 days after that, I'm probably going to switch to balance and I'm going to switch to grocery money. I'm going to talk about grocery money for the next 30 days. Every time I am at CVS for a random trip, anytime I run into HEB for a couple grocery items, anytime I place an online order, like I'm going to somehow tie it into the business I'm going to be talking about it. whether that is my kids eating snacks at the kitchen table after school, like, or the fact that my kids eat nonstop after school, like that's all stuff that you can talk to people about, but you can also tie it into your business because it's normal, it's everyday stuff. It's not spammy, weird stuff. So that's my challenge for me. And I will share it in our chat so that you guys kind of have a game plan. I'll probably break it down into some type of graphic and maybe plan out the next like 90 days and pick 3 products and 3 topics. And I will make like graphics and things like that to compare like Liquid IV and Thirst or Balance and various other gut detoxes on the market and things like that. But with the promotion that they launched, so Laura and I were like, of course we want to talk about single products, and they just launched a promotion where you get $40 off 160. So now what? But like I said, you guys have 2 completely different markets, and conversations you have with people are going to go 2 completely different ways. You guys know when money is a topic of discussion and when it is not in a conversation. And so from there, you guys can decipher if you're going to move towards the, oh, you get $40 off this, or boom, let's get you on a single product right now. But correct me if I'm wrong, the $1,000 bonus, I don't think it has to have an order minimum, right? It just said you have to have 6 orders. Does it have to be $160 or more?
If you're getting the $40, you have to order 160.
Right, but the $1,000 GOAT bonus, there's no minimum on those orders, right?
I don't think so.
So if there is not, I'll correct me if I'm wrong, or we'll talk about it in the chats, but $1,000 in new PV gets you $1,000 bonus. If you break that down, that's 23 balances, or that's 23 thirsts. I know 23 people that would spend $44 with me tonight. Like, that is simple. And I think so often we see these big goals and we're like, oh, we have to have big orders. Small orders don't count, or small orders won't get me there. They will 100% get you there. And same thing just in daily conversation. I think so often we deter ourselves that, oh, it has to be a 3-step order, or else it's not even worth my time. But there are some single products that you make more money off of a single product than you do the 3 steps if you break down your commission. So I really want to encourage you guys to just shift in your business. I'm shifting to single products and talking about one perk of the opportunity. I'm going to do it for 30 days because according to Wikipedia or whatever, you have to see or hear something 14 times before you even stop to read it. Like, you have to pass a new billboard or whatever 14 times for you to like actually stop and be like, oh, that's what that's for, right? And then you read it a couple times, and then by like the 28th time, you're like, okay, now I get what she's putting down. Like, and so people need to see it more than once a week. Like, if you get on your stories on Monday and you're like, oh, this opportunity, and then you don't say anything again for another week and a half, and you're wondering why people aren't reaching out to you, it's because they heard it one time and they probably skipped over, or they had their volume off. Like, so talking about it every day and talking about it in different ways. Like I said, the grocery store thing, like you can talk about that when you're in the grocery store, when you're picking online orders up, when your kids are eating, when you're making dinner, like just the simplest things you can tie into your business. So just simplifying it. And then, like I said, I'll pick like the 3 products and 3 topics and drop it in the chats, and hopefully we can attack this together and get going.
I also
so it said 6 order. You have to have minimum 6 orders for the $1,000 in QV, but I don't know if there's like a total price, like your orders have to be $100 to count.
Oh.
Or like, what if $44 order count or no?
160 or greater.
Okay.
You have to use that promo during checkout, or that code at checkout.
That's for the 40 off.
Oh,
But I'm wondering, like, for the $1,000 bonus, can you just put in 23 orders of balance or no?
It says it is 700 in cash, 300 in credits. 1,000 QV PPA order is generated level 1 personally sponsored customers and promoters. Compression does not apply, but that's all that it says.
So yeah, there's not a minimum.
Okay, so like if you guys got 23 people that wanted to order balance in the next week, boom, you would get your bonus from what I'll probably submit it for ticket.
For that peptides or your ooey's, like any of those under $50 products.
Mm-hmm.
So when ooey's came out at Thrivepalooza, I was standing next to Maria and she got a sample. She went over, stood in line, got a sample, and she came up next to me. And guys, I'm not an energy drinker. I don't care about them. I love Thirst with caffeine. that's my jam. I don't care about it. So I did not hurry over there. I'm like, it's fine. So she comes over and she has like 3 in her hand. And I'm like, well, what's it taste like? And she got as close as she could to my ear and she screams in my ear, money, money, money. She goes, that's what ooey tastes like. She goes, when you think about the amount of people and the market of people that love energy drinks and are constantly searching for something that tastes good and doesn't crash, no jitters, right? That's our whole theme, right? That's our tag song. She's like, that's what this product is. So guys, I actually do love ooey. I do love it. I have it by the caseloads now at the house. But what I'll do, Cassie, is I will literally be driving down the road and in my story, just kind of hold up a bottle of it. I don't say anything else other than, ooey, this tastes good. Or no jitter, no crash, here you go. I get more people that ask me what I'm doing than I do anything else that I hold up in my story. But also watch for those people that are, sitting there with all of their other labeled products all around them and say, hey, I've got another product. Would you just give me a taste test on how it tastes and how it makes you feel? Most people are going to say, okay, I'll take a free energy drink. Yep. Give them one. Of course, when you have a promo like this, it's hard because, now you got to drive it to them. They need to drink it the next day and you need to get that order. So when it's promo time, that's not when you're going to want to play with taste testers. But when it's not promo time, that's a great time for your taste testers.
And something like talking about with Cassie was about the promotion thing, something I remember, and it's always stuck in my head, even though they don't even have freaking upsize fries or biggie size your fry. I can't even remember, but that's what Leslie, like when she first started, like she would supersizing. She would talk about supersizing her fries. I know that might sound stupid right now, but
that was all it did.
Like, think about that. Like that's so smart. Just because how many people right now can't afford to even go to McDonald's? Okay. And then like you're supersizing your fry or I'm supersizing my meal. Like that right there is another what, $2 or whatever. But I mean,
if I know you good, I'm gonna be like, did you go to Starbucks this morning? You don't have $5 a day. You're not worth $5 a day, but you can spend $10 at Starbucks a day, girl. Now, if I don't know you good, I'm not going to say that to you. But if I know you good, that's what I'm going to say to you.
Yeah, but like, and I think sometimes people need to like, and I've loved how Cassie has always talked about this too. Like she would say, hey, how many times do you go to Target and drop $200 of shit you don't need? You can't, like skip that Target haul this week and get your products for a whole month and you're going to feel better. And, heck, you'll probably want to go to the gym instead of Target, you can do that online. You know what I'm saying? It's just those kind of things people need to see and they need to hear. And when we are a united front too, and like we are all talking about the same thing too, I feel like that also helps because it's not just one person talking about it. It's all of us like, well, they're all talking about the thirst. This must be really good. And me and Cassie also had talked about getting back into opportunity lives. Okay. If we have tapped out in our warm market or the people around us, we need to tap into our warm market. Your customers, their friends, their family. Don't think that just because like you might have tapped out, like they can bring you so many people because you don't know who Corey down the road knows. He could have family in Virginia, California, Wyoming, Alaska. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You assume that, oh, well, they're from the same, town I'm in, they don't know anybody, but like, that's what it's all about. And I was also watching this video and this guy said, people going to another McDonald's now, like going to McDonald's and instead of going to the register, they're like, hey, because this guy was from Canada. They said, oh, you don't have the robot things in Canada? And he said, You're talking about you're having a hard time recruiting and talking to people, yet you're going over here. No, I'm going to go talk to the person because I'm wanting to meet new faces. And, like that right there is going to help me build my business because you never know who you're going to meet. And don't just, I was really bad about judging people beforehand, before I started this. Oh, well, they're not gonna buy, or they're not gonna have the money, whatever. And I tell you what, some of my customers would surprise the hell out of you. They would surprise you. And now I don't judge. I let them talk to me, and then I can feel out. I'm not gonna, automatically be like, nope, they're not going to. I'm going to, like Cassie said, you feel them out. You listen to how they're talking to you and what they're saying. And you can tell if, okay, yeah, they're not like $160. They're not gonna be able to do that, or $120 because, right now they're getting the 3 steps, and with the $40 off, that would be 120. But I think they still have to spend, do they still have to spend another 40? It has to be 160 before the $40.
Yeah, I think they're basically getting a plus line product for free is how I would advertise that.
Yeah. So basically they would be paying 160. Okay. And getting Thrive or Balance for $4, or getting Thirst for free, or for $4. So you just have to stop overcomplicating it and stop worrying, okay, well, they're not going to spend this on the 3 steps. Like, we have so much more than that. And if you know that your audience is broke, that's okay. Because guess what? We want them on our team, because we want them who are hungry and need that money and want to make money. Hey, let you try Thirst. And guess what? You know what? I'm going to send you a free sample pack because I want you to try my samples. I want you to try my 3 steps. Can I send this to you for free? And then you tell me, what your honest opinion is. Boom, customer review. This is perfect for people that don't have a lot of customers. Boom, you're getting a customer review. And, I'll send the sample pack from the website for you.
Hey, when you get that customer review, throw them on a live, do a live on them, because then their friends are going to see that and they're like, what did you take? What did you do?
Perfect. Yeah, it's an opportunity live with your freaking customer talking about how they felt. Boom, that's going to get them referrals, thriving for free, and it's going to bring you new customers. And then do an opportunity lives with your side sisters. And
here's the other thing is, just because Joe Blow that you gave the samples to, Joe Blow has nothing. Okay, Joe Blow cannot pay for a penny. Okay, this was me when I started. Joe Blow can't pay for nothing. Not doing it. Do I have to buy anything? You don't have to buy anything. Cool. Okay, so now all you have to do is go find 2 customers to thrive with you, right? That's all you got to do. So, okay, well, now Laura just gave me a sample pack. I've tried the 3-day sample. Okay, this stuff really worked. Wasn't my story, but that's okay. I'm going to roll with it. So I tried the 3 days. It really worked. She threw me on an opportunity live, right, on Facebook. And I'm on Facebook. I'm talking about these 3 products. I don't really know much about it. That's fine. We don't want them to know everything, right? Because now that's duplicatable. So I'm going to tell you about my 3 days and tell you how great I feel, all my energy, all the good things. And then Laura's going to close it out. And then 2 of my friends are going to be like, dude, I want what you have. I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, Laura, how does my friend order? Now I'm thriving for free. My 2 friends are thriving for free. And your 1 sample pack gave you 3 new customers.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've been overcomplicating it, guys. We really have.
And those 2 people bring you 2 promoters, and now you just VIP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, keep it simple.
Yeah, we were canceling people out because they couldn't buy the 3 steps. Okay, that person's no good. Well, shit, maybe they wanted to buy just the capsules by themselves.
I gave somebody samples and she looked at me and she goes, I think the whole product's really good. It's really good. And number one, I'm not a good sampler. I'm just not. And this is why I'm not a good sampler. good sampler. Gave her, I want to say, gave her 5 days because I know her story. Gave her 5 days, all these different things to try for energy. Even gave her some heat because she's losing weight, speed up her metabolism. She says, I like everything, but the patches are my jam. I'm probably just gonna order some patches. Okay. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Old me would have been like, well, that's only a third of the product line. You're not really gonna feel what you're feeling now, so that'll be fine, but you're not gonna feel this. Nope, new me is like, okay, we'll start you there. So we're gonna start her out on just her little capsule, just her little patches, and then, in 2 days when she feels the slump from the crash, then we'll revisit. So know your customer.
You just did right. What you just said right now is exactly what I have done time and time again, saying, hey, that's only a third, like, you're not going to get that same feeling. And
let them feel it.
Then I lost the whole sale. I lost the whole sale because then they were like, oh, okay, well, let me think on it, or let me talk to my husband. And I'm like, shit.
Even if you can get them to buy 2 products and you throw in the third one, like even if you throw in their lifestyle mix, cool. Or if you have to throw, just pick your battles.
Yeah.
Know your customer, pick your battles. Sometimes it literally is squeezing blood out of a turnip, and $50 is the best that you're going to get out of that turnip. Okay, take it. Because they have already tried the 3 steps. They already know what it feels like when they take only one of the 3. Tough love them. Let them crash it out, and then they'll come back. It just works. Products work. If the products didn't work, we wouldn't be here.
Dude, that is so brilliant. Well, you guys, another thing, we're like, before I end this, we're gonna start having opportunity lives, and I've got to still go over it with Cassie, but I'm thinking that we're gonna try and do at least 1 to 2 opportunity lives with you guys. And because I'll tell you right now, whenever we were doing opportunity lives, we were bringing in new people. And I mean, it's plain and simple. Like, that's just what happens. Like you can tap out in your market, but that's when you have to start thinking outside of the box, and you tap into your warm market. And that's where a lot of people will give up, and they think, oh, well, I'm just, I'm tapped out, but you're not. But dude, thank you so much, Leslie, for coming on. And like, we have gotten so many good gold nuggets, and I already knew we would. And we really do appreciate you. And I'm going to let Cassie say anything.
Yeah, I think it's just like, if you guys are like me, I just needed a reset. Like I needed to be like, all right, let's hit the ground running again, but I need a different plan. And what worked last year may not work currently. And so I think going back to like keeping it simple, talking about 1 promoter perk and 1 product for 30 days, talk about it nonstop for 30 days. And when you break down again, like the $1,000 bonus, like you can literally sell 23 balances in a week's time and get a bonus. And then you have credits, like Leslie was saying, you don't have to completely drain your credits to get a customer in the system. I don't know how long it's been since I've given credits to someone, just because either there's always been a promo going on right now, or I'm very like, I'm worth full price. These products are worth full price. It is full price. And I think I got so much to the point where I have to basically give these products half off to get someone in the computer. And I'm like, no, like this free product, I want it. I need it. So I'm going to sell my products at full price. And when you guys do that, you guys will see that so many people are willing to pay full price. There are so many people that will come and order to me when I'm not talking about a sale or when there's not a promotion going on. Like if people want the products and they know how awesome it is, they want it regardless if it's $10 off or free shipping or whatever. So remember your guys' value and hold value to your products. Don't feel like you have to completely drain your credits to get someone in the system to turn around and not make money. So make sure you're being smart about it. I'm going to go back to single products, and I'm going going to sell them at full price. And then I will use the company's code if people want to order the 3 steps. That's how I'm going to rock and roll for the next couple weeks, and just like hit the ground running with op lives. Again, just breaking it down back to the basics and getting like fully loaded again. Like I felt like I needed something new and something fun and exciting. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just wait till the company drops a new product or something. But I'm like, no, let's create new, fun, and exciting now. Like there are so many plus sign products that I've never even spoken about ever in 2.5 years. Like if you guys know me, I'm like a 3 steps and balance person. I don't want to talk about anything else. 3 steps and balance. If you're coming to me, you need 3 steps and balance. But there's an array of a website that I've never talked about online, and to just bring it back to the basics as far as plus line products. Exactly, Leslie, you are worth $5 a day. Like that is what I tell everyone, especially with Starbucks prices. Like Starbucks prices are not, it's not $5 anymore. It's like $8 for a small coffee, which is insane to me. But I'm excited to just hit the ground running. It is the 15th of the month, so I am starting today and I'm carrying it over till September 15th. I'll drop like a recap in the chat so you guys can kind of follow along, and for those that missed it, and that way you guys can relay it to your teams as well. But that's all I had.
Okay, thank you guys so much. And again, thank you so much, Leslie. We love you to death, and we appreciate you giving your time. So y'all
Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
oh yes, and we'll have you back anytime you want to come.
Well, I always like to talk, so come on.
All
All
right.
right, y'all have fun, and let's go kill this $1,000. I mean, who can't use that? For us, it's the first week of school. I don't know if it's for you, but now is the time. All those dreaded mom pictures, or your reflections of what your first days used to look like when you'd come home, and then you worked all day and you're tired and exhausted. That would be a really easy way to sling some thirst or some ooeyes, even some sculpts. Those are all my jams for my pick-me-ups. Would be a very easy way to sling any one of those. So that's all I got. Yeah, I've got all my ideas running. I gotta go get my bonus.
All right. Well, let's get to
Bye,
work,
y'all.
guys. Bye.